Tonight on CTV News at 6. After a convenience store robbery in Sudbury in which an employee was hurt, police arrest the suspect. She's on a mission.
When I left my partner, our bank account was drained, my cell phone was canceled, and my car keys were hidden.
A financial advisor in North Bay is helping survivors of intimate partner violence. And close call.
The ice at these times of year is really not safe. It's very unpredictable.
Greater Sudbury Police are cautioning people after a vehicle went through thin ice.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Wednesday, December 17th. A heavy police presence in the Cambrian Village area of Sudbury had streets blocked off most of the day today. Suspects were refusing to leave a residence in the area around lunchtime, which put Churchill Public School under a hold and secure order. Just before 4 this afternoon, police posted to social media that the individuals involved had surrendered and were taken into custody. Officers will remain in the area while detectives execute a search warrant of the residence. A suspect in the robbery of a Sudbury convenience store has been arrested. Police say a 24-year-old man entered the store just before 11 yesterday morning. A 63-year-old employee on duty was hit in the head with a bottle. The suspect fled the scene and was located with assistance from the K9 unit at a residence on Elm Street. The suspect came out of the building willingly. Police obtained a search warrant for the home to retrieve evidence after others in the residence refused to leave. The suspect is charged with robbery, assault, and other related offenses. A 47-year-old man was arrested in Elliot Lake after property damage at the local hospital. Police say an interior window was broken and a chair destroyed Monday evening. He was also said to be aggressive with the staff. The man was charged with mischief and failure to attend court, as he was already wanted on that charge. A financial advisor at a credit union in North Bay is helping survivors of intimate partner violence get their financial lives back on track. As CTV's Eric Tachner tells us, this program is one of a kind in Canada.
Joanne Furland has made it her mission to help survivors of intimate partner violence. With the help of her parents, she was able to escape an abusive relationship.
When I left my partner, our bank account was drained, my cell phone was canceled, and my car keys were hidden.
Drawing on her own experience, last year she started up a financial program at Caisse Alliance, assisting other survivors. It's called the Leap into Financial Empowerment, or LIFE program.
The top 3 reasons why they stay in these relationships, and the third reason is financial support.
She's working hand in hand with the court system, victim services, and other aid organizations who refer survivors to the program.
They will receive a free private bank account here at the Case. It is free for 1 year and it's unlimited, so there's no fees involved.
Caisse Alliance financial planners will create a budget with the survivor to help and push them forward to hopefully one day leave the abusive relationship.
We will not be sending any mail home. We will not be calling them whatsoever. So that way they don't have to fear their partner knowing.
According to Statistics Canada data, a woman in Canada is murdered by their intimate partner every 6 days. And 44% of women and girls above the age of 15 who have been in a relationship have reported some form of abuse.
Shock. I really wasn't aware that it was that big of an issue.
The program recently received a $50,000 grant. It is now expanded to Sturgeon Falls and Mattawa and as far north as Hearst.
I'm the father of 2 young girls. I had every intention to fully support this program from the get-go.
To date, 12 survivors of intimate partner violence have enrolled in LIFE. To Furland's knowledge, it's the only financial program of its kind in Canada. And she knows the work is making a difference in saving lives.
They're told the entire relationship that they're going to live on the streets or they're not going to make it. When we show them that they can in fact make it.
Eric Tachner, CTV News, North Bay.
Over the weekend, a vehicle went through the ice on Unwatton Lake in the Greater Sudbury community of Hanmer. Police say the incident is another reminder to be extra cautious around waterways. CTV's Lindsay Ellick reports.
Elliot Richardson took this video of a vehicle being removed from Onwatan Lake right in front of his parents' home on December 14th. He says they have lived there for almost 40 years, and on New Year's Eve 2023, one of their neighbors went through the ice.
He had been on the lake himself for about 40 years. He knows the conditions, and even for him, right, to, takes one bad step out in the wrong direction and costed him his life.
He says since then, everyone has been on high alert.
It's moving water. It's a fast current. It doesn't quite freeze the way a normal lake would freeze. So yeah, just, having kind of gone through that experience, you got a couple of people go through over the years as well. And, hearing that someone would drive their vehicle at that time of the year is, it's kind of crazy to us.
Constable Kevin Tremblay has been with the Integrated Traffic Safety Unit for 7 years, and he says there have been several cases where people have gone through the ice.
Primarily in the early winter, late winter, early spring kind of times. The ice these times of year is really not safe. It's very unpredictable. You might have 6 to 10 inches on one lake. You might have only 2 or 3 inches on another lake. All our lakes are a little bit different.
The city is known for its more than 300 lakes, and while Constable Tremblay wants to encourage everyone to get out and enjoy the outdoors, he also wants people to be prepared, safe and mindful, as he says no ice is safe ice.
Venture out slowly. Make sure that the ice thickness is safe enough for whatever vehicle or activity that you're going to do. At least 6 inches for pedestrian, 8 to 10 inches for small motorized vehicles like slow machine ATVs, and then 12 inches and up for cars and trucks.
He adds that it's not enough to have things like flotation devices and self-rescue equipment, but that people should educate themselves on how to use them. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
A stolen school bus turned into a drug bus for police in Fort William First Nation near Thunder Bay. On Monday, Anishinaabe Police Service got a report of a stolen school bus, but the bus was later returned. The investigation led police to a 47-year-old woman who they say was slurring her speech and appeared groggy. The woman resisted arrest but was taken into custody. Police found several baggies on her believed to be cocaine. You can read more about this story on our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. In North Bay, a 56-year-old man has been arrested after police executed a warrant for breaching his parole. The man was found and arrested on Highland Road December 10th. When police searched the residence, they found $34,000 in drugs, including more than 200 grams of crystal meth. The man now faces 2 counts of trafficking. Now to the weather. Time for our first check on the conditions, and I understand they are changing. With more on that, here's CTV's Rick Wyman.
Okay, Tony, I just received some special weather statements, and you can see the system's map right now as it invades northeastern Ontario. Special weather statement: Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, Temiskaming Shores, 10 to 25 millimeters of rain and 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. That all starts tomorrow for your enjoyment. Timmins, there's a winter storm watch, 15 to 25 centimeters of snow. That also applies to Wawa, Kapuskasing, Cochrane, Hearst, and parts in between, like Moonbeam. And if that's not enough, there's also a flash freeze warning for Parry Sound. So we'll try to get into some of the details a little bit later on. These are the hard numbers right now. We're number crunching as we speak, but rain, snow, flash freeze, all the elements in between. So we'll talk about the current temperatures, Tony, coming up in just a couple of minutes.
There's a lot happening there. Thanks so much for that, Rick. Using a survey to plan ahead. Still to come on CTV News at 6. Greater Sudbury Police are making sure their priorities align with those of the community. And flu cases in Ontario are increasing, with emergency rooms at capacity.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Time now for a look at the mayor's chair. Once a week, we check in with local mayors to see what's happening in their community and some of the situations they're dealing with. Joining us tonight in the mayor's chair is Mayor Dave Diamond from the municipality of Black River Matheson. Mayor Diamond, welcome.
Thank you.
Council recently had a reset in which you became mayor. You just had a full calendar year in the mayor's chair, and there are some big changes, including a new town hall. How is everything going so far?
Black River Madison we're cruising. We're well on our way. We've restored some public confidence. We've moved town hall. We've made things more accessible for people. So we're putting Black River Madison back on the map for positive reasons.
Well, let's talk about some of the reasons there were issues before Black River Matheson came under fire from taxpayers at one point for a massive property tax increase, at least with the previous council before the reset. How important at budget time was it to take a look at doing things differently and doing things in a more affordable aspect?
Well, given the huge increase we had a couple of years ago, coming up with an affordable budget was very, very important. So in our last budget, we come up at 3.9%, which is very, very acceptable. This year, we're hoping to be around that same mark. We've been working really, really hard with staff, and since our last election in August, we've redone our front office staff, new CAO, we've new clerk treasurer, and new treasurer. So with those three bodies on staff, we've been able to tighten up the purse strings and get quite a few projects done around the community that not only help residents, but also help a lot of the children around here.
All big positive steps. One thing I know a lot of people have been talking about in Matheson is getting a new childcare center. Walk me through that. That's got to be a big deal.
Absolutely. We've never really had a licensed childcare, and we've worked through our local DSAP. A lot of meetings and a lot of elbow pushing and back rubbing, and here we are. We're going to by December of next year, 2026, we're going to have a licensed daycare. We've sold an agreement to take over the property of our first town hall, which was on the other side of the highway, and so that is going to give them a daycare along with being right next door to our park. And there's also room for some more affordable housing. If the time allows us to, we'll be able to work on some affordable housing right next to it.
That's great news. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm down to less than a minute. Council recently added its name in support, calling on the federal and provincial governments or senior levels of government to make twinning highways 11 and 17 a nation building project. Why was that important for Black River Matheson to get in behind?
Safety of any resident or anybody traveling through or out of Madison is very, very important to us. It can only help people as they're coming, if they're going to come visit family. Hopefully we're going to have some major development on our highway. If you can stop, if the highways aren't safe, but if the highways are safe, continue on. We have a great province, we have a great region. So for us to be on board for that, it's only going to help everybody in this community.
We're heading into the holidays. Finally, any message you'd like to leave with the people of Black River Matheson?
Have fun, be safe, and enjoy what we have to offer. Look forward to 2026.
Absolutely. So do we all. Mayor Dave, thank you so much. And if I don't get the chance to chat with you in advance, have a great holiday.
You as well. Thanks, Ian.
That's Mayor Dave Diamond from the Township of Black River Matheson.
Thanks for that, Ian. Police in Sudbury are using results from a recent survey to make sure the priorities within their strategic plan match those of the community they serve. We get more from CTV's Angela Gimmel.
What's at the forefront, what our community is observing with our homelessness and addiction and mental health issues.
Police Chief Sarah Cunningham fills the Police Services Board in on what community safety and well-being issues are most important to Sudbury residents, at least according to those who answered a recent survey.
We know our demographics is changing, our crime is changing, so we did a bit of a pulse check, and our results are showing that the priorities remain the same somewhat, but what's number one might have been number 7 before, what's number 7 might be number 1 now.
Those issues the chief refers to are priorities within the GSPS 5-year strategic plan in place until 2027.
Just highlighting what our community is seeing out at the forefront, and we know that homelessness and addictions, open drug use have become a priority for our community.
More than 1,300 residents responded to the online survey this fall, along with 239 business owners from across the city. Results found addictions or substance use was the greatest concern, followed by drug trafficking and homelessness. The board's chair calls the results a snapshot.
People downtown certainly have the most concerns with regard to the homeless situation and very much the methadone clinics downtown, Elgin Street Mission downtown, the sheltering downtown.
Police plan to use this same survey platform to conduct a similar pulse check for the downtown core. However, the chief says the Support First strategy launched in November has helped reduce the rates of open-air drug use and substance intoxication in the downtown. Angela Gamble, CTV News, Sudbury.
Influenza cases in Canada are spiking ahead of the holidays, pushing hospital emergency departments over capacity. The number of confirmed flu patients was up by 150% last week in Ontario alone. There was also an 84% increase in hospital admissions. And in Alberta, there have been more than 2,100 lab-confirmed flu cases so far this season, with over 800 treated in hospital. Health providers are now asking parents to treat children with mild flu symptoms at home and avoid large gatherings. We'll have more on flu vaccines later in the show. New funding was announced today for a deep-water port in Sault Ste. Marie. The mayor and council have been pushing for a deep-water port in the community, touting it as a possible nation-building project. Today, Sault MP Terry Sheehan announced more than $200,000 from FedNor to complete a technical assessment as well as a port development plan. In a news release, Mayor Matthew Shoemaker says the timing for the Port of Algoma's development couldn't be better. Sheehan adding the port has the potential to not only create jobs in the Sault, but create resilience in the local economy. Back now for a check on your current conditions. Once again, here's Rick.
Tony, you're a pretty good carpenter. I suggest you start building an ark because we've got some rain in the forecast coming up in northeastern Ontario. 10 to 25 millimeters, followed by 5 to 10 centimeters of snow, Greater Sudbury and other areas. We'll talk about that. Some forecast radar right now. This is the system that's coming into the northeast. We'll talk about our current temperatures right now and get to the 7-day forecast in just a couple of moments. Minus 14 in Moosonee. Looks pretty good for tonight. Minus 18 in Cochrane, minus 16 in Timmins, minus 19 in Kapuskasing. Don't forget these temperatures with the wind chill. Chapleau, minus 13, minus 9 in Wawa, Sault Ste. Marie, minus 7. In Parry Sound, flash freeze warning, minus 3, looking awfully good right now. Minus 12 in the Bay, minus 11 Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake at minus 12. Shifting on over to Greater Sudbury Nickel Belt, minus 6, a few clouds, minus 6 Espanola, Elliot Lake, minus 7, and Gore Bay, minus 8. So special weather statements for Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, Temiskaming Shores, and North Bay, and of course some storm watches for Timmins, Wawa, Cap, Cochrane, and Hearst. Tony, 7-day details coming up minutes away.
Thanks, Rick. It was called Project Chickadee. Next on CTV News at 6. OPP and Canada Border Services Agency dismantle a network responsible for stealing vehicles. And more on Skate Canada's decision to stop hosting events in Alberta. More than 300 stolen vehicles have been recovered as part of a major investigation dubbed Project Chickadee. The multi-year operation involved several police services as well as the Canada Border Services Agency. CTV's Beth McDonnell has the details.
A Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce, and BMW were part of the display showing off the haul of stolen vehicles retrieved, worth more than $25 million.
What started as a local investigation uncovered a network of international reach, shipping stolen vehicles overseas to markets where they sell for double their Canadian value.
Ontario Provincial Police say the criminal organization behind the thefts were sending vehicles to the United Arab Emirates, Syria, Iraq, Turkey, Egypt, Lebanon, and several countries in West Africa.
306 stolen vehicles were recovered, valued at more than $25 million. 20 individuals were arrested for a combined 134 charges.
The investigation began in August 2023 when the OPP say they recovered 4 autos in the GTA. From there, they joined forces with the Canada Border Services Agency, inspecting shipping containers in Halifax, Vancouver, and Montreal, and intercepting stolen vehicles. Then this fall, police executed nearly 24 search warrants across the GTA and Quebec, including at residential and industrial locations and 13 vehicles.
Evidence revealed a sophisticated criminal network, including registered freight forwarding companies, utilizing fraudulent documentation to facilitate the illegal export of stolen vehicles.
Freight forwarding companies coordinate the shipment of goods, and the OPP says its investigation included targeting owners who knowingly facilitated the export of stolen vehicles and all levels of the criminal network.
Intelligence from FinTrack identified illicit transactions linked to registered businesses, revealing the international scope of this network and its ties to transnational organized crime.
Police also recovered 3 guns, nearly $200,000, as well as equipment used to steal and alter vehicle identification numbers. They say auto theft in Ontario surged from 17,000 stolen vehicles in 2020 to more than 30,000 in 2023. And while it is showing a decline, it's still costing $1 billion in annual insurance claims. Beth McDonnell, CTV News.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith calls Skate Canada's declaration of her province as a no-go zone disgraceful. Skate Canada says the province's recent controversial law prohibiting transgender athletes from participating in female-only sports doesn't meet its own standards. And the standoff over the issue is raising questions beyond skating. CTV's Rachel Aiello is tracking this story for us.
They get 2 here and 10 to win.
Curling Canada says it has no plans to move its upcoming events out of Alberta in light of the province's restrictions on transgender athletes. The World Women's Curling Championship is being held in Calgary in March. And in a statement to CTV News, the national governing body for the sport says the consequences of pulling out would have a significant financial impact on Curling Alberta, and that the organization continues to support the rights of all athletes to participate in the sport in the manner in which they choose.
Loose in front, good stop, rebound, score!
Hockey Canada also tells us it has no plans to adjust its event schedule at this time.
Canada.
After Skate Canada announced its boycott, citing Alberta's ban on trans athletes participating in female amateur sports, Premier Danielle Smith demanded an apology, while LGBTQ2S+ advocates celebrated the decision.
If reason and the will of the voters is not being, utilized by our government, then it's going to have to be our dollars at our events that are communicating to them what is right.
Canada's Secretary of State for Sport says while these organizations make decisions independently based on evidence and athletes' rights, the federal government believes in a sports system that provides opportunities for all Canadians to participate and excel without discrimination. We reached out to several other winter sporting organizations to see if they plan to change their policies, but have yet to hear back. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, made his first court appearance today on 2 counts of first-degree murder in the killing of his parents. The 32-year-old did not enter a plea as he appeared from behind the glass wall of a custody area. He was in shackles and wearing a jail suicide prevention smock. Reiner's arraignment was postponed to January 7th at his lawyer's request. Today, the first funerals were held for victims of the attack in Australia at a Hanukkah celebration over the weekend. Among the victims were a 10-year-old girl named Matilda and an 87-year-old Holocaust survivor. All of the victims who have been identified so far were Jewish. Members of the Jewish faith are usually buried within 24 hours of their death, but the funerals have been delayed by coroner's investigations. U.S. President Donald Trump ordered a blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers into Venezuela, ramping up pressure on the country's authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro. Venezuela's government this morning denounced the blockade as warmongering threats. Trump posting on social media alleging Venezuela is using oil to, quote, finance themselves, drug terrorism, human trafficking, murder, and kidnapping for the theft of our assets and many other reasons, including terrorism, drug smuggling, and human trafficking. The Venezuelan regime has been designated a foreign terrorist organization. Trump then went on to say he's ordering a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going into and out of Venezuela. And the move comes after American forces last week seized an oil tanker off Venezuela's coast. an unusual move that followed a buildup of military forces in the region. The U.S. also carried out deadly strikes on alleged Venezuelan drug smuggling boats. And there's more news still ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick.
Lots of rain, lots of snow, all in the offing coming up by tomorrow, Tony. Forecast radar right now, that system moving into the northeast will get plenty of everything. Some snow, some rain, freezing drizzle, and the works. And it's going to have an effect on everyone throughout the northeast beginning tomorrow. Flash freeze warnings for Parry Sound as well. Winter storm warnings for several areas. Risk of freezing drizzle overnight in Greater Sudbury -9. Overcast in the Sault. Timmins, drizzle, flurries. Temiskaming Shores, chance of flurries. North Bay, risk of freezing drizzle as well. Meanwhile, in Moosonee, 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. Caphurst, -10 and 2 to 4 centimeters as well. 2 to 5 centimeters Wawa as the snow starts. Gore Bay, some cloudy conditions. And Parry Sound, a few clouds. Now to those numbers. Again, special weather statement. Sudbury, the Sault, Temiskaming Shores, and North Bay. Rain tomorrow, of course, 10 to 25 millimeters of rain in the forecast. Friday, of course, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. That's pretty well right across the board. Saturday, Sunday, chance of snow. Monday, some sun and cloud. Those temperatures will vary as well from -5 to -19 beginning on Friday. More of the same in the Sault with drizzle rain starting off and getting heavier, 10 to 25 millimeters of rain, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. So snow for a couple of days. Sunday, chance of flurries. Monday, chance of snow and more flurry activity come Tuesday. Timmins, change of a story, 15 to 25 centimeters of, snow. Wawa, Cap, Cochrane, and Hearst as well. The winter storm watch is underway by Environment Canada. So, snow tomorrow, snow on Friday, chance of snow Saturday and Sunday. Sun and cloud Monday, -10, and the chance of snow come Tuesday. Have to throw in the fact that there's a flash freeze warning for Parry Sound as well. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, more rain tomorrow, 15 to 25 millimeters of rain. Some snow on Friday, of course, 5 to 10 centimeters. Saturday, Sunday, some snow, chance of snow, and Monday, once again, chance of snow and more of the same come Tuesday. Temperatures pretty well all over the road. Nice during the day like Friday, -3 to -22 at night. North Bay as well, lots of rain in the forecast for tomorrow. Rain, drizzle, freezing rain, drizzle, and of course that rain, 10 to 25 millimeters of rain and 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Friday, more snow at +1. Chance of snow on Saturday at 60%, 40% Sunday, and Monday some sun and cloud -8. So again, it's going to be messy for tomorrow heading into Friday. Lousy way to start off the weekend, but some people will like it because they've been anticipating more snow than rain in the forecast. Let's have a look now at our pick of the day. Okay, how can you tell the real deer from the false deer? The real deer are actually looking for birdseed here. Sandra Skippin from Gore Bay sent this pic in. I think it's cute. Of course, Gore Bay on beautiful Manitoulin Island. You can see the real deer there and the fake deer right behind. Hey, Madison Merrier helps us understand a new experiment at Sudbury's Snow Lab. That story is coming up after the break.
The Northshore Health Network is advising residents that the Thessalon site will be closed starting tomorrow night. The emergency department will be closed from 10 p.m. Thursday until 8 a.m. Saturday. Blind River, Richards Landing, and Sault Area Hospital are open. Those with medical emergencies should call 911. The holiday countdown is on, and you may still have some names you need to cross off your shopping list. The latest smart devices and trendy gadgets can be a great gift, but you'll want to check to see if they have any ongoing costs. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
Flashy tech gadgets are everywhere.
It's the holiday season. We're going to see a lot of things that we love.
Before picking out a tech gift, lifestyle and tech influencer Jennifer Hernandez reads the small print and checks for subscriptions.
They will give you access to some things, but then the better things, you have to pay for it.
She's right. Many popular tech gifts offer basic features for free, but they may keep their most useful tools behind paywalls.
That's why it's worth considering. Are you giving them a cool gift that's going to cost them in the long run? And are you willing to cover those subscription fees? And if so, for how long?
Take fitness trackers. They give you health data at no cost, but some features that you might expect to be included, like deeper metrics or premium workout videos, usually require a subscription. When it comes to doorbell cameras, live view and basic alerts might be free, but features like cloud storage, person detection, or package alerts can come with an extra cost. But there are also plenty of models that now include those extras without a paid plan, so it's best to compare.
Some video doorbells store recordings locally, so you don't need to pay for a subscription to access your clips. That helps keep ongoing costs down, and not everyone needs the premium features that come with those monthly fees.
Bundles are worth a look if a tech device needs extra accessories. Buying them together might be cheaper than paying for each piece later.
Check whether the gift works with the devices they already have. Some work best with certain phones or home systems, which can save them frustration and extra costs later.
For Jennifer, thinking about those details is important.
You don't want to give someone something they're going to return it.
A little research can go a long way to make sure whoever gets your gift doesn't end up with an extra bill to pay once the holidays are over. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Canadians, by and large, are still confident in the flu vaccine. That's according to a new survey. But vaccine hesitancy has grown since the pandemic, and so is concern that this year's vaccine doesn't match the strength of the current flu strain. CTV's Adrian Gabriel has more.
Cases of the flu are rising across the country, along with vaccine skepticism.
Since COVID, there's been a lot more vaccine hesitancy.
A new Leger healthcare poll has found that 74% of Canadians have faith in vaccines, while a majority say their confidence has remained unchanged. 26% have lost confidence. The report says that healthcare providers have identified misinformation as one of the key drivers of vaccine hesitancy.
We have work to do. The politicization of vaccines has caused an enormous amount of damage. You're seeing the worst examples of that now in the United States.
In September, a newly appointed federal advisory panel stateside installed by U.S. Secretary of Health Robert F. Kennedy Jr. passed a vote recommending that children under 4 no longer receive an all-in-one vaccine for measles, mumps, rubella, and chickenpox. North of the border, some doctors believe we're seeing the erosion of hard-fought public health gains.
A lot of CDC has been dismantled, and you have people who are in charge of vaccination programs that are anti-vaxxers.
The efficacy of this year's flu shot is still being determined.
The circulating strain right now is mostly influenza A, H3N2, and it's a little bit mismatched from what's in the vaccine.
Though doctors we spoke with say the vaccine still provides vital coverage.
Will the seatbelt guarantee to save your life? No. Will it reduce the chance that you get a really bad traumatic injury or die? Yes. Vaccines are the same way.
Healthcare professionals are urging Canadians to get out and get their flu shot, with many predicting the worst of this influenza season is still on the horizon. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
A new experiment at Sudbury Snow Lab is giving researchers from Canada and Oxford University in England a better understanding of how the universe was created. CTV's Madison Merrier has that story.
It takes 8 minutes for a neutrino to travel from the sun to the Earth, and there are millions everywhere. They're different from many particles as they don't typically interact much. But scientists in Sudbury are challenging that.
We're really trying to understand what is the universe made of, what happened early in the universe, why does it look like what it looks like now. And to do that, we want to go to the smallest parts, so-called subatomic particles. And we particularly look for neutrinos and interactions with neutrinos.
This particular measurement used 250 days of detector time to see 5 separate events. And what I mean by those events is a neutrino comes in, interacts with a special carbon atom, produces a special nitrogen atom afterwards, and then that nitrogen atom decayed. So this is a very, very, very rare type of event.
Krause said that the detector being 2 kilometers underground helps decipher out materials the machine doesn't need, and some neutrinos can still navigate there themselves.
This is the first time we have observed this particular interaction, so it speaks for the development of our new technology. And this would really tell us that there's something very exciting that happened as the universe was created. Because our universe exists out of matter, or particles, not antiparticles. And we don't understand why that is. In principle, naively, they should be created equally, same amounts.
Krause said this new discovery is a team effort between researchers and so many more.
And so as this gets more known, I think there might be more job opportunities for people. It brings Sudbury on the map. People will read that name because our experiment is called Snow Plus. So Sudbury Neutrino Observatory is in the name.
The research is nowhere near done because in science, when one answer is found, dozens of other questions are asked when it comes to figuring out the physics of the universe. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
It's a tradition that's almost 40 years old. Still ahead on CTV News at 6. From humble beginnings in Sudbury to one of the largest food drives in the province. More on Edgar Burton's legacy in a few minutes. A long-standing holiday tradition in Sudbury, the Edgar Burton Food Drive wrapped up today. Mining giant Valley organizes and coordinates the effort that was another resounding success thanks to the generosity of the community. More now from CTV's Alan Everson.
The Edgar Burton Christmas Food Drive has grown from a small workplace food drive to one of the largest ones in Ontario. So big, the Army steps in to help move all the food, 24,000 pounds over the last 3 days.
So we pick up from businesses and schools all the way from Worthington out to Levac and Skeed. And so we've been doing this for about 25 years now. I think no one can give me an exact date that we started. It's become kind of a tradition, and because we are able to actually get the manpower and the vehicles out there.
Valley organizes and coordinates the massive food drive to honor Edgar Burton, an employee who started it.
Our goal is always to try and get one more can than we did last year, so we're helping more and more every year.
I think it's just really an opportunity for community to come together, and we see it. Everybody knows this campaign. It's 38 years strong.
Donation boxes are distributed to businesses and schools.
So altogether, Rainbow Schools collected over $60,000 and over 35,000 non-perishable food items. And it's a great event because it allows kids to learn about empathy and giving back in their communities.
It's a food drive that helps thousands in need.
So incredible to see the public outpouring, the business outpouring, the students, just the people that really, really believe and understand that nobody should go hungry.
It's a really important one because it's one of the top fundraisers for food drives all across Ontario, which we can be really proud of here in Sudbury.
Officials say items collected during this drive contributes approximately 1/4 of the annual food requirements of the Sudbury Food Bank. Alana Everson, CTV News.
The weather has allowed for another northern ski destination to open up for the season. Laurentian Ski Hill in North Bay will open this weekend. Saturday morning, the Slingshot Run and Bunny Hill will be open with more terrain opening after Christmas, weather permitting. The season marks the 100th anniversary of the ski hill. Former NHL player and longtime NOJHL coach Paul Gagne has passed away. Gagne played part of his junior career in his hometown of Iroquois Falls, where he would later coach the Eskimos to a championship. When the team relocated back to Timmins in 2014, Gagne went with them and got the rock rolling before retiring 2 seasons later. During his playing days in the NHL, Gagne laced up for the Colorado Rockies, New Jersey, Toronto, and the New York Islanders, and played with Team Canada at the Spengler Cup 4 times. In his obituary, he is remembered for his humility, positivity, and his love for family. Paul Gagne died after battling cancer. He was 63. In the NOJHL, there's only one game on tap this evening. The top-rated Sudbury Cubs play host to the Powassan Voodoos at the Countryside Arena. Game time is 7:10. Over in the OHL, the Sioux Greyhounds are on the road this week. They kick off their pre-Christmas trip with a stop in Saginaw tonight to take on the Spirit. Puck drop is 7:05. Chase Reed and Brady Martin won't be in the Greyhounds lineup tonight because of World Juniors. Brady Martin will be playing tonight, just not in a Sioux jersey. Martin and the rest of Team Canada are playing Sweden in preliminary tournament action in Kitchener. That game is available at 7 o'clock on TSN4. Reed is at Team USA's camp. The Americans start pre-tournament play Sunday. New parking arrangements in downtown Sudbury may impact those looking to take in a Sudbury Wolves or Sudbury 5 game in the new year. The 271 spots in the area outlined in red will soon become unavailable, according to Sudbury Wolves Sports and Entertainment. It all has to do with prep for the event center construction. It'll be barricaded as of January 2nd. As a result, the city plans on adding additional space at the theater center as well as the CP lot on Elgin Street. Transit will also be offering free bus rides for ticketed events. The star of a science fiction cult classic has died. Gil Gerard was the lead actor in the film and television show Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. The series had a short but influential run from 1979 to 1981. Gerard's manager says he died at the age of 82 from a rare aggressive form of cancer. His wife posted a message that he left for fans: "Don't waste your time on anything that doesn't thrill you or bring you love. See you out somewhere in the cosmos." UFOs, Rolling Stones, and emergency room doctors are all grabbing headlines in the world of entertainment. Douglas Hyde has our Hollywood Minute.
If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you?
A new teaser trailer is providing a first look at Steven Spielberg's UFO movie, Disclosure Day. Yes, the E.T. and Close Encounters director is back at it again with a story about visitors from another world. Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, and Colin Firth star in the sci-fi film, which opens in theaters next summer. No satisfaction for Rolling Stones fans wanting to see them in concert next year. Mick and the guys are canceling their 2026 stadium tour of the UK and Europe. But all is not lost. A new album appears to still be on track for release in 2026.
Is this a drill?
Westbridge Hospital has shut down all the computer systems.
Are we next?
We're about to go analog.
Looks like another tough day in the life is in store for the doctors of The Pit. The second season trailer shows both new and returning characters facing a crisis-packed shift at the hospital. The HBO Max show won Best Drama at the Emmys this year and is set to return for a new 15-episode run on January 8th. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
It will be a new era for the Oscars. YouTube has signed an exclusive deal to stream the Academy Awards. BNN Bloomberg's Marella Fernandez has more.
YouTube takes the reins in 2029 and will live stream the red carpet arrivals, the awards show, and moments from behind the scenes. The Oscars is the highest profile and most watched awards show. ABC has had the rights since 1976, but that deal ends in 2028. Starting 2029 and until 2033, American YouTube subscribers will get exclusive access, and so will 2 billion other YouTube users around the world. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar ended the day down at 72.56. West Texas Intermediate is up $1.60 to 56.87. Western Canadian Select is down almost $2 to 41.90. And the TSX lost 13 points to end the day at 31,250. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold up $35.84, closing the day at $43.3821 US an ounce. Silver up $2.46 to end the day at $66.20. Copper moved forward 5 cents to $5.35, and nickel up a nickel, ending the day at $6.46 US a pound. Rick is back now for one last look at your Thursday weather.
Lots of precipitation for tomorrow, Tony. We've got rain, 15 to 25 millimeters, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. For instance, let's begin in Sudbury. Rain drizzle to start things off, -3 degrees, snow drizzle in Timmins. The Sioux, drizzle and rain at 5 degrees. In North Bay tomorrow, rain drizzle at 4. Chance of showers in Parry Sound at 7, and Temiskaming Shores 4 degrees, rain and a drizzle. Tony, back to you.
Thanks, Rick. And finally this hour, we leave you with another song from the CTV Lions Children's Christmas Telethon earlier this month. This is Cole LeBlanc. Thanks for watching. Good night.
children sleep with one eye open. But now there's more than toys at stake, 'cause I'm older now, but not done hoping. The twinkling of the lights as Santa carols fill the household. Old Saint Nick has taken flight with a heart on board, so please be careful. Each year I ask for many different things, but now I know what my heart wants you to bring. So please just fall in love with me this Christmas. There's nothing else that I will need this Christmas. It won't be wrapped under a tree. I want something that lasts forever. So kiss me on this cold December night. A tree that smells of pine, a house that's filled with joy and laughter. The mistletoe says stand in line, but loneliness is what I've captured. Oh, but this evening can be a holy night. So cozy on up by the fireplace and dim those Christmas lights.